All right. Welcome to another episode of Evening Crypto here with your boy, the Real Shot 256. Glad to be here and very, very excited today about what we have seen. Definitely very, very excited about the price action today. And I've said this before in this channel. This market offers huge, huge opportunity, and all you have to do is you really just have to be paying attention and doing the little things correctly. And this price action should be rewarding. And so hopefully you do have the time. Hopefully you are paying attention to these markets and taking advantage of these big. Well, I mean, in this case, not a big move, but significant. And if you're somewhat of a skilled trader, you don't have to be a genius to do this, but I've said it in this channel many times. If you are selling the resistance levels and buying on the support levels or the dips as Cryptosphere refers to them, then you are or should be doing pretty good, and this market should be rewarding you. Your Bitcoin holdings, your sats should be up, and you don't. It means that you don't have to keep pumping more fiat money into your trading account. If you're doing this sort of thing, if you're shorting to, if you're longing to, at the right times, longing on support and shorting on resistance. Pretty basic stuff, but it's for some reason it's really hard for people to understand this part of trading. A lot of people are selling when it dips and buying when it goes back up, and all you're doing is depleting your a dollar worth, and you're depleting your accumulation of sats. You're doing it backwards basically. So, hopefully, if anything, if you get something out of this video is, to sell the resistance or short the resistance and buy the support or long the support. So, along with that, I keep seeing people saying also to hold your alts and continue to hodl, because at these prices, it's not worth switching everything over to Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin rallies, but alts don't actually follow. Bitcoin dumps and alts dump even harder. So, got to ask, what's next? According to some folks, eventually they will pop. These alts will eventually wake up. Okay, but once they do pop, they'll actually go back to previous lows. So these current lows aren't actually, the bottom, right? They're going to continue to go down. And, when they do pop, quote unquote, they're going back to these current levels here. So, hopefully that makes sense to you, what I'm trying to say here. So my question to you is, why are you riding the falling knife? I would say get off the knife now. There'll be more time for alts, just not anytime soon. And also take consideration that all of these alts were created during the 2017 ICO craze. That, I mean, we all know it ended really, really bad. But yet, some people are still writing these coins. So, the ICO era being done, completely gone. It's outlawed. And, ICOs are not coming back at all. So, is an altcoin season, is it altcoin summer going to come back? These are the hard questions that I tend to ask people is, think about these things. The only reason we dipped down to the levels that we did in Bitcoin dominance was because the ICO craze. But again, with that being out of the picture, Bitcoin is actually having the only reaction it could possibly have when you take this other factor away. There's no more ICOs. There's no more altcoins being created. I mean, there are, but at a minimum pace. I mean, there were about 100 projects per month back in 2017 and early 2018. 100 projects. 100 new shitcoins being created and dumped into this market at some point. So, you really have to ask this question. And, why would you be hodling a coin that just keeps going down and down and down and hasn't found a bottom? I mean, that's the definition of a pump and dump, in my opinion. Yeah, it took longer, but, it's still a pump and dump. If it goes down below previous highs or all-time highs, then, that's pretty much a definition of it. All right, so um, looking at the market, we're currently at 331 billion. I know I just ranted there for a little bit, but I do want to point this out because it is very, very important. Seeing the overall general consensus of a lot of people, and another thing, this is a good tip, and don't take it from me, but I've heard this somewhere in the crypto sphere. Savvy, intelligent people that have been here longer, they will tell you the same thing. I'm echoing the message, and that is to not listen to anybody who's been in this uh, who's been in crypto for less than a year or two, maybe 3 years. I mean, if they haven't been through a full bear market and a full bull market, the perspectives is not going to be as deep, and you should really pay more attention to the OGs of the crypto sphere, those guys who have been here since the beginning or close to the beginning, or have been here at least 5 or 6 years, have been through several ups and downs of the market and have seen this sort of thing play out. Those are the guys that you should be listening. Not the guy on your Facebook feed, not the guy on your Instagram feed, not the guy on Twitter, crypto Twitter is telling you hold your alt because at this point it's not worth it to change it. So it's worth it to keep a coin that keeps reaching for lower lows, but it's not worth it to switch over to a coin that's actually doing the opposite. I just don't get that logic. I just really don't. Opportunity cost. Anyway, trying to get back here. $99 billion in the last 24 hours as far as trading volume. Bitcoin dominance at 65%. Just having that natural reaction I was telling you guys about. When you take certain things out of the scope of this market, then that can only be the natural thing, natural reaction. So um, the other big question, and you'll see this in the title of this video, is why can't Bitcoin get past 13K? Well, let me show you guys. First of all, I'm not too bearish on this, right? I'm not too bearish on this. Look at this. Look at this formation, looking pretty darn bullish. Sort of, not really, but I mean, it's like in between a cup and handle and a Adam and Eve here, sort of. So not really into big patterns, but that's what I can say about that. I am not bearish because we did close this daily candle above 12,100. We came back. I mean, yeah, we had a nasty retracement. I'm telling you, I bought along the way down, but I ran out of money, and we reached 11,534. Is that where we closed it? Let's go back here. We closed at, actually, the low is what I'm looking for, 11,569. I ran out of money by the time we hit that, but I was buying all the way through on this dip. Hopefully you were too. But the 30 simple here acting as textbook support here on the daily didn't even breach it. Didn't even breach the first line of support on the daily, guys. So if anybody was freaking out about this move, which if you gross it out, it was somewhere around 3.84%. I'm just measuring the body of the candle, right, from open to close. 3.84%, in a day. That's nothing, guys. That's really nothing. That's nothing to be afraid of. That's nothing to get all riled up about, except that, if you did sell here, which some of you did, and I know I did, and then you bought towards this, somewhere in this wick down here, which I did, then you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. All right, so again, I'm not bearish on this, and I'm going to show you a couple reasons why. Um, so don't freak out. This should hopefully bring some hope back into your chest. But putting it on some drawing tools here. I've done a lot of analysis using this pitchfork here, and I'm bringing it back because again, it just has been really, in my opinion, has been instrumental in my trading, and to get a sentiment of where we are at any given point. And I mean, this is super bullish, guys, super bullish. We're trading on top of this pitchfork. We haven't even gotten to the middle of it. We haven't even retested, which is coming right down below the 21 exponential. To be honest, I wouldn't freak out even there. I mean, I would start to question things right around 9,700, 9,600, but not really, freaking out. 10.7 was I'm sorry, 11.7 was a pretty nerve-wracking move right around here, right where the 30 simple was coming in. That was a pretty nerve-wracking move, and we actually end up again going down to 11.5, which was to me was completely unexpected. But again, right on top of the 30 simple here. So that's number one. That's a great reason to be not worried and just be at ease with this price action and just be thankful that it happened. Next thing is, again, we're on top of this channel here on a very, very bullish posture here. And it's always natural to come and retest these levels. And the fact that we're trading on top of every major and simple moving average is, I mean, you can't ask for a better posture in Bitcoin or in any trading asset. So that's bullish. Now, why can't we get past 13K? So we have this trend line coming in here from, and I mean, look at this. I'm going to count from here, from back in June 6th. I'm going to start the count here. Look at the bottom of this wick here, just calling it perfectly all throughout several weeks. And just, this is major resistance, guys. I mean, major resistance, right? So at the very moment, I'm not surprised that we can't get past 13,100. 13, and we didn't even hit 13,200. So looking at Binance. So not surprised there. I mean, there's a significant amount of resistance here coming in. We did break through it, and I mean, once we did, look at this. We rallied up all the way to 14K, and then came back down, bounced off of it, and once we broke it, we made a significant move to the downside. We actually got into the middle of this pitchfork and touched the bottom of the middle, more of a neutral zone here. But then bounced right up off of it, and came up on top of it, retested this trend, this resistance trend line here, failed to break above it, came back down, and we made another try. We failed again, and we corrected. So these are very, very natural, very, very typical moves in any market, especially Bitcoins. So not at all scared here, guys. Not at all freaking out. In fact, again, we closed this daily candle just here about a couple hours ago above 12,000. So I'm still very bullish. This is going to take some time. Now, there is another trend line of support coming down here. Coming in down here. So from here, naturally, we can expect that there will be a bounce. I don't know why I have two of these here, but so we can expect that there will be a bounce. We came down and retested this area, and look, it's coming in with the 30 simple. So it will have a bounce. It's currently fighting this top of the channel here as acting as resistance, but I don't think we're gonna stay below it. Or I mean, if we do, we're gonna bounce, I think, right back up above this thing. And if we do break it, we have several lines of support coming back in here. So to where we can find some bounces and maybe buy some dips, right? So definitely a lot of good positive things going on here. This, I guess, is more geared for those who haven't been here that long, and hopefully you're again getting something out of this video. I am sharing what I've learned in my time that I've been here. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in the crypto sphere for about 3 years, trading it now, and learned from some of the OGs. Really pay attention to those guys, watch where the money's going. And my background is in financial services. I did have my 6 and 63 from back in 2005, 2006. I think is when I first started in financial markets, and I've given them up since. Um, After about, I don't know, about 10 years in the business, I gave them up, and I just been doing trading on my own, and then right around 2016 is when I found out about Bitcoin and these markets, and just addicting stuff, just great, amazing stuff. Learned a lot from, again, great traders from the traditional markets and within the crypto sphere. So definitely feeling like we're gonna bounce here. So if you haven't bought in already, this is, and you're feeling nervous, don't. We're at textbook support here. You can buy this dip. Not financial advice, but that's what I did, and I'm just sharing that information with you guys. All right, so great stuff here. Let's look at the. Let's get a little granular here. Let's look at the 4 hour, because there was some significant and interesting stuff happening there too. The 4 hour is going to show you, or is going to look a little scarier, because we did go back through and broke through some of these support levels, the 30, the 21, the 100 simple here, came all the way down. But again, it's just textbook stuff. It's trading within this channel here. We do see it here. This resistance line coming up here is from May or June 6th, over a month now, and we formed this upward trending channel here, and we just we break through the support here, come down and test support, resistance, find support, find resistance, find support again, and eventually I think we're gonna break through this, eventually. Although again, this looks scary, I'm not getting panicky until we hit the bottom of this channel here, the bottom of the pitchfork at around 10,000. If we were to go down to these levels, then we're definitely going to hit the 9,300 here, the 377 coming in as the last line of support here. If we do break that, then I do think that we would come down here and actually cover the gap in futures right down here, this gap right here to $8,500. That's the unlikely scenario, but I mean, that is something it's on the table, it's on the cards. We could actually do that. I mean, if again, once we break through 10 grand here, we're going to retest the 377. If that breaks, yeah, hang on, we're in for a nasty fall. That would turn out to be, from this point high to say 8,500, 34% correction, which again is not out of the cards. 34% corrections are likely and are something that is innate to these crypto markets, and definitely Bitcoin. So I still wouldn't be afraid of that. I mean, I would actually be buying at those levels myself, and I know a lot of people will too. So nothing to be scared of. So looking at the 4 hour again, I mean, we didn't even get into the bearish zone here, guys. We didn't even get into the bearish zone. Yeah, I mean, this is more of the neutral zone. We did go and we did go below it. We're entering into the bear control zone, right? But we're not there yet. This could turn around at any moment, or it could actually go back and get into the more bearish territory and actually break through this resistance line and test these bottom supports here, like the what do we have here? The 100, actually the 89. No, that's actually our 200 EMA coming in here in the blue, and then again bottom of this channel at 10 grand, and then the 377. So there's plenty of support coming in. If we do get into this area, then again into the more bearish control zone, then we can definitely say that there will be more of a dip coming. But that's the way. Again, this could turn around at any moment, right? So there you are. And let's see. I did also want to take a look at Link, because Link did hit our target, our buying target. I told you guys in the last video that Link would actually go back and retest 295, and it actually hit it a couple times. 292 and 287 was low. I was looking for a 275. That's where I would have been deploying most of my capital into Link, but we actually never got to it. So did not buy there, but certainly I did buy at 295, and hopefully some of you did as well. Having a nice bounce here, having a nice correction, and look at that, just Link as it has been for the past couple of months, just on a sort of on a run of its own, not really paying attention to what's going on with the rest of the market. We did break down below this triangle formation here, but again, that was because Bitcoin did start to dump. Actually, Chainlink started to have this correction before Bitcoin, so I take that back. But things like XRP having looking, I told you guys it was looking weak and droopy and exhausted, and it only took Bitcoin to have the kind of day that it had today to really just snatch it off of the support area here and just have it retrace. I mean, but I think XRP was trying to recover here, but with not a lot of conviction. So naturally, this dump with Bitcoin just killed it. So I do think it bounces back from here. Will it? But now this area will act as resistance. So, and it's trading below every moving average, every area of support, previous support. So not feeling too bullish on it. And it just goes to show, guys, when you're in this sort of thing and your coin is just going to new lows, and then you have things like Link just staying strong and actually having an actual bounce, and then Bitcoin having a natural bounce again off of these support areas, trading above these major moving averages. Why would you go into something like like ADA? ADA is a perfect example. It has a great community, a lot of backing. It's been around for a while. It has a great team, great fundamentals. They're trying to do great things in the crypto sphere. But if you look at their chart, it looks like crap. I at one point, I told you guys, used to hold it, but I got out of it long time ago because this chart just looks awful, right? So look at the daily so we can get a better look at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks very awful. It looks like it wants to come back and retest this previous low, and then eventually could retest the all-time low. All right, so wanted to keep it short and simple today, guys, but just for a lot of newbies or people who haven't been here that long in the crypto sphere, it's not a time to panic. This is just a small correction. Hoping that you got something out of this video, hoping that you got something in exchange for your time. And if I missed something, like I always tell you guys, leave it down in the comments. I would be more than happy to have a chat with you guys. And yeah, hopefully you're staying safe out there and you didn't panic sell on the lows of this dip, but instead you're buying the dip. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining. Thanks for your time again. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a great night.